Back in the 70s, so the late 70s, when the Maryland State Arts Council was just starting, and they invited each county to have one organization which would represent them in every county. And in some cases, it was a governmental thing. The county government would supply that office or that option. And someplace it would just be an art gallery, or in this case, it was just Vince. I remember this happening. He would like collar people and say, "You've really got. I know you're an artist, and I want you to have a show, or let's start a community theater, or let's do this or that." And one time he went to he actually did go to the county commissioners at the time, and they were not enthused at all about helping fund, and he called them Philistines. So he made his point, and then gradually it became more and more of an accepted thing. I was right there for the Chest River Chorale, for the theater, for, well, we talked about First Friday in general, and of course, to me, the biggest plum of all is the Sumner Hall, Grand Army of the Republic. Yeah. So to me, that is another example of something that's become beautifully blossoming now on its own, or with more and more people being dedicated to that. Being the director of the Kent County Arts Council, because I have a wonderful time doing it, and it's hard to let go of something that you really, really love to do. But also I'm thinking of a bunch of other things that I would like to have a little more time to do. When John and I were chatting one time, it seemed like he'd be interested in doing this once he was finished up with the job that he has been doing for 7 years. Yeah. And was interested in coming back. And so we just got together and discussed the possibilities of me passing the baton.
Yeah. When you talk about the philosophy of Leslie and Vince, and really understanding the role the arts play much broader than a show on a stage or a painting on a wall, the only reason I got to do what I did with MCA and even at the theater here in Chestertown was because of the inspiration that I got from Leslie and Vince, and the support that I got from them, and the connection that we really had, that we believe there's more to this, and we want people to understand that there's more to this. So the building, its purchase and its renovation has phases. The first floor is the easiest floor to work on. We will get the Arts Council in there. We'll get some artists working in there. A gallery space, again, open and working in the front of the building.
It was a boarding house for a while. When we were there for our former period of time when we had the Arts Council there, and Vince had his office there. You'd go up in the attic and you'd see all these little remnants of old wallpaper and different kinds of patterns and stuff. So,
and now when you go up in the attic, you see remnants of Vince's old files of the Arts Council from the 70s and 80s, which is so great. The second phase would be the second floor, and turning that second floor into living space, common area, kitchen, bathrooms, and things like that, so that we can bring visiting artists to enrich the experience that we're having here. Bringing new disciplines, bringing new techniques and styles, but always with this eye toward what I call the citizen artist. This is using arts-based practices to address social and civic challenges. It's very much is the mission of Sandbox, as it sort of retreats to the college. I think, we want that message in town still, and throughout the county, and working with other places around the county, that we can sort of inspire new projects with visiting artists.
There aren't enough places around for all the things that people want to do now. There's trying to book the theater and everything. You have to fight for your date, so we can have another place where people can have meetings and performances, shows, and then the smaller rooms. People have already asked, could they please rent a room to have their own art studio there, and there's just. And of course, you know, it'd be Miss Edna's little room or
Yeah.
the old beauty parlor or
Yeah.
something there. And it doesn't matter if it's funky, you know, that's fine. That's what you want. It'll be the two of us for a while, and then probably the beginning of 2018, like January 1st, 2018, John will be the sole person steering the ship. And I will be like waving happily.
And I'll be like, Leslie, don't go!